All right, I'm producer Dave, and I am the producer of all of the shows here on Echoplex Media. That is either a good thing or it is a bad thing. My first story is former FTX people have decided to launch a new crypto exchange. This should just be illegal. I don't know how or who decided that they should be able to do this, but what we have here is the company's called Trek Labs. Trek spelled like the bicycle. Maybe Trek will go after them. I don't know. It is led by the former general counsel of FTX, and their holding company is based in the Virgin Islands. And fellas, what could possibly go wrong?
Oh boy.
Was it? I thought he was one of the people that was getting indicted or something. The legal counsel, or did he get away with it because he ratted on everybody else?
I think he testified against everybody else.
Okay. I think he was one of the really bad guys. Like, it would have made sense if it was like some lower level guys from FTX who just had the technology for making an exchange, but this sounds like the same exact thing is going to happen again.
Yes, it's like ever press the restart button on anything? That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Anyone who puts their money into this deserves to lose their money.
But the thing is, the thing about it, right? You may, when you go to an exchange or whatever, you may not even know it's these people because they may abstract it under like other shell companies or whatever. Because as you know, as we've learned, these people are not opposed to deceptive business practices as a matter of principle. So, you know, they may find some way to market it in, you know, some kind of cool way that makes it seem interesting to people. And, you know, the saga continues, I suppose.
Well, the issue is not just like shell companies, because I mean, you'll somewhere along the line you'll end up with a weird exchange that is new, and you probably shouldn't. You know, there's a lot of red flags around it. Probably will show up. So if you're at all savvy, you shouldn't do it. The problem, I feel like a bigger problem, is all of these exchanges through like different. You know, they talked about like what do they call it, the DeFi idea that they had going on in crypto for a while, which is basically people were borrowing crypto from each other and loaning stuff, making loans and stuff on crypto. That happened like between all these different exchanges, and they all got like intermeshed with each other. And then when one of them had a problem, like everybody had a problem. And that really was a big problem with FTX as well. So like, what worries me in general for the crypto market is this company is going to get enmeshed with a bunch of other crypto companies that may actually be better companies, but somehow it's going to all collapse because they're doing something really bad.
Right. They haven't even started, and we're already accusing them of crimes, is what we're saying.
Yes,
here.
exactly.
The Minority Report, that pre-crime thing, that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
Even ChatGPT knows. If you ask ChatGPT, should I invest money in this upcoming Trek Labs, ChatGPT would just say no. Even CatGPT would say no.
No, meow.
Meow. No, meow. Meow. Bad news, everybody. Bad news. I think that right now, if now is a good wait and see period for all this, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know, all the people who bought Bored Apes, though, they may have a new thing to invest in once they can see again.
Once they can see again, they're like, I don't know if my apes got stolen. I can't see them. All right, up next, I have in Europe, you can opt out of ads on Facebook and Instagram, but it's not cheap. This is Meta's response to EU regulation. Meta seems to be claiming that now, because they're able to charge you for an ad-free version, that you're making a choice to have targeted ads sent to you by not paying. To go ad-free is basically €9.99 per month, or €12.99 on the app. And in March, users will have to pay an additional €6 for each additional account they have. Basically, if you have like a Meta or a Facebook account and you want to attach your Instagram account and also not have ads on that, instead of this $9.99 or $12.99 in euros fee, you'd be adding €6 for each connected account. And that's stupid. What do you think?
I don't think it's stupid. I think that's fucking great. You remember we used to like charge for services?
Yeah.
I think we should go back to doing that. That was a great model.
Yeah, a lot of services are better if they, charge for it, because who the customer is and they have to make the customer happy.
So in this case, though, they're just their reasoning here is the problem. It's shady, right? They're saying that the EU regulation says that you have to be able to opt out of ads that track you or whatever, right? And their claim here is that by not paying them, you're opting in to the ad tracking. And so that's bullshit.
Although, to be fair, my experience on Facebook recently is they don't actually have targeted ads. It's just all the ads I've seen recently were very untargeted and crappy, and I was completely uninterested in them, and it was terrible.
All my ads are for Teslas now, and I think it's because every
Really?
time I get an ad for a Tesla, I go in there and I dunk on the weirdos in there who are like, who are just like, ha.
I constantly get ads for like sports stuff, and I'm like, I mean, there's nothing wrong if you watch sports, but I don't. I'm not interested. Why are you advertising this to me?
Maybe you're the target market because the people who already watch sports sports, Matt. How else are they going to get new people watching sports?
Well, incessantly advertising sports to people who are not interested in sports is probably not going to help.
Yeah.
It's going to piss them off.
Like I said, the reason this is dumb is because you're not able to actually opt out of the tracking, like according to the EU regulation. They're charging you they're basically charging you to allow them to comply with regulations. And it's like, well, I do agree with HK that it's fine to let people pay instead of getting ads, but I just think that the way they're doing this, and they're only rolling it out in the EU, and they're doing this to try to sidestep regulation about tracking and advertisement. If this was just something they were rolling out system wide, where you could pay, whatever amount, and then maybe a small amount more for each additional service that you're using or account that you have, sure, that's fine. But the reason it's fucking stupid is because they're just trying to skirt the regulation by saying, well, if you don't pay, you've opted in.
Yeah, I would say that this goes against the law. I don't know if it goes against the letter of the law, but it certainly goes against the spirit of the law. So I think the best option for like everybody is to keep going along this path of like making targeted ad companies unprofitable, because like the world became shitty with that. So like if we can unshitify the world and make it commonplace to just pay for a service again, like why is that bad? Why can't people do that? Like everyone basically knows already, like if you're not paying for something, you're not the customer, you're the product.
Right. And if what they were offering was of value, they wouldn't even have to charge this much for it, because they're not making €10 a month off of you from the advertisers. They're just not.
Yeah.
If they were,
Probably
they'd be even richer than they are. They're just not making $10 a month off of you.
Although there was a estimate by Google a while ago but I think they were including like the entire internet. They were like, if people paid for the internet instead of looked at advertisement, people would have to pay like $200 a year for access to that kind of internet, or the stuff they want on the internet. And
yeah, but that's across all the
that's
services.
surprising a lot about what?
That's across everything, though.
But that's across everything, yeah.
$200
and that's
per
a year. I believe that was a year, not a month.
Why can't we have that world? I like that. That sounds.
I know. I would pay
great.
$200 a year for no advertisement on the entire internet.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Can we have that, please?
And if they rolled this out everywhere, but then they still, I think in the EU, they still just have to let you opt out of tracking. Like, I think they just have to let you opt out of it. And that doesn't, I'm telling you, you are not, they're violating probably the letter of the law by making you pay. You're basically paying them to be in compliance with EU regulations. It's like, hey, would you like us to follow the rules? Give us $12.
Yeah. It was like those, I don't know if you've seen the advertisements for that company that goes around and supposedly sends letters to these companies that are the data tracker stuff to get your data down from their websites. And it's just like, that's great, but you're paying for something that like should be automatic. Like, you shouldn't have to go through all this stuff to get your data removed. And supposedly they do it repeatedly because you can get your data taken down and then they'll just collect it again. It's like, well, that makes no sense. I don't think that's against the law, but that certainly seems to be against the spirit of the law again.
Yeah. And honestly, like you were saying about the targeting of ads, as I use almost all these services less and less for personal things and more just to essentially digitally panhandle so that I can continue to do these shows. Now it doesn't know what to advertise to me. It has no idea. I mean, it every once in a while it'll be like, here's a podcasting course. And I'm like, friendo, I think I know how to do that at this point. I'm just, there's a bit of a ceiling as to how good I'm going to be at it, but I don't think this course is going to help. And I think that if it's like a group course, I don't even want to meet the people there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's dumb. And except that it's like HK was saying, if I could pay Meta $20 for like a verified badge for Echoplex Media, because it's got some cachet with it. It's still on Meta, and then no ads for $20 a month. I'd think about it. If it also got those Instagram ads are the worst. I hate the ads on Instagram. It's like, I'm never going to be as pretty as he is. Stop it. Stop showing me pretty people.
I do pay YouTube, like, what is it, like $14 a month or like $15 a month for no ads?
It is so nice.
I don't have a problem paying for a service.
Yeah.
But like with Facebook, you can't even pay for the service.
And
your
in this
only
case,
option is that they'll track everything you do.
And I mean, you can pay for verification, and I think it does reduce the number of ads. But like in this case, again, you're just paying them to comply with the law, and I think that's stupid.
Yep.
They should just comply with the law. You shouldn't have to pay them in the EU for them to comply with EU regulation. And there's targeted ads are like the return on them versus just sort of randomized ads like you might see on a TV commercial. It's not as the difference isn't what it once was, because people hate it now and they know what it is. And I think it's mostly just that. And it may also just be that the targeting is getting harder because more people are using things like ad blockers or FB Purity, or, you know, there's any number of reasons that it's getting harder to target ads properly, or because Amazon, people just buy stuff right away now, right? They don't go shopping on like 9 different places for it. So by the time it figures out that you're looking for a bed frame, the bed frame is on your front porch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is you buy a bed frame and then they advertise other bed frames to you for like the next week. And you're like, I'm already bought it.
Right.
Why are you advertising this to me?
And I think it's based on an older model where people would shop around a little bit more, even online for stuff. And now you just kind of know that, like, well, if I want it tomorrow.
That kind of system works great for us bed frame collectors.
Yeah, it's really weird when it's durable goods that they start advertising to you, right? I could see, like, if I order groceries online, I could see getting like stuff for like a new like a coupon to try a new grocery delivery service, like for perishables. But I'm just like, what do you mean? Why are you advertising desks to me? You must know that people don't buy that many desks. I looked at desks, I purchased one, and now I have them. The only thing that it is smart, it does every once in a while advertise microphones to me, and I'm like, all right, this is pretty smart. The Shure company, you figured it out. I do want that 50th anniversary SM7B, but I am not paying that price for it. Hell no. Oh, a contest, yes.
Amazon knows that you have a problem.
It's mostly Facebook where I get ads for microphones. Twitter, they don't do advertisements for microphones because Twitter Spaces, you can't even use a real microphone. You have to use your phone, and so they don't want to give people any ideas over there. Anyway, we digress. It's been real, and it's been fun, and that's the end of my segment. HK, since you haven't been here, you get to close out the podcast part of the show.
All right. Thank you for joining us. This has been How the Tech Are You, our weekly tech news show. If you'd like to check out our other shows, you can do that on echoplexmedia.com. And if you'd like to support us, you can do it on patreon.com/echoplex or eplex.store. Have a great tech and week.